Hello. Need to get something sorted out. Hopefully it's going to... Mouse over here. I need a keyboard. Hi everyone. Trying to fix my PC issues. I had a keyboard somewhere. There you go. So I have a keyboard somewhere. It's my dad's old Mac keyboard. So I've got to plug this into the streaming PC to be able to do what I need to do. So I'm going to have to fiddle around with some settings and stuff, which I can't do without a keyboard. And the way my keyboard's set up, as some of you are aware, is via my gaming PC, which is currently off. So with that currently being off, then it's a bit hard to use it. So get some bits out of the way. We're going to be playing with settings, or playing around with settings, and just trying to get things to work. If we can't, we can't, but that's the risk we run. A couple of things I want to look at, some BIOS settings I want to look at. I'm going to turn my overclocks off because we seem to have a sudden power draw, which we think is causing these blue screens. So thought I'll go live via my phone just while we did this today. So I'm gonna have a look at the logs. System. Got no logs apparently. Interesting. No logs. Now event viewer is not responding. That's interesting. Right, so in the last 7 days we've had one critical error, which is event ID 41 kernel power system. System rebooted without cleanly shutting down first. It's caused system to stop responding, crashed, or lost power unexpectedly. So that'll be what it is. Hello, mobile gaming, how you doing? So that'll be what happened. Details. Bug check code 209. So let's stick this into Google, shall we? Let's stick this into Google. See what Google has to say. Bug check code 209. Indicates hardware failure or driver issue. So that's what it reckons. It's hardware failure or driver issue. So let me pull something up for a second. Let's do a quick reboot. And we're just going to boot into the BIOS. We'll fully shut down, so it's easy for me to. That's what we're going to do. How you getting on today, mobile gaming? What's going on? What's happening? What's going on? Hopefully you're all good. We're shutting down the PC completely, rebooting it, jumping into BIOS, and hopefully I can see how we're getting on. See what is going on. So BIOS boot, please. Oh, my monitor's turned off. Don't turn off the monitor. I have defeated Alpha T-Rex and Kano with my Quetzi. Nice! Is it F10 for BIOS? I can never remember what it is for BIOS. Never remember what it is for BIOS boot. I'm rolling with F10. I don't know if I'm right. F11. No! I moved over quickly. The reason I'm booting to BIOS is I want to check a couple of settings in the BIOS, which may have been on by default. So if they were, could be causing an issue, but I don't think I booted to BIOS. I didn't get there. I didn't press the button. Let's say that one. Restart anyway. It's F11. It's F11 for BIOS. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. It's F11 for BIOS. So, my collar's all a mess. Tidy myself up for you all. There we go. Yeah, we're going to spend tonight just doing this, see if we can solve, or hopefully reduce it happening again, at the very least. If I can reduce the risk of it happening again, obviously it's a lot better. I can't guarantee it's not going to happen again, because this is Windows PC we're talking about, and, you know. So yeah, we're going to just chill. And just hang out whilst I try and find a resolution, if there is one, if there is a resolution. And my monitor hasn't turned on yet. I've been pressing F11. That monitor's flashing around, but my main one hasn't turned on. Let me get my hand under there and press that button there. There we go. Have I booted to BIOS now? No? Doesn't look like it. Monitor's just turned off again. The fog. That monitor's turned back on again. Something's going on here, and I don't know what it is. I'm trying to boot to BIOS, and it won't let me. It's very strange. I've got nothing. Got absolutely nothing. Well, what is the flashing at me and stuff? We'll just restart the machine in a second. What is going on? And this is why we need to start again with this computer. Because it does stuff like this. It doesn't boot. Well, it does boot. Boot's fine, but trying to boot to BIOS, it doesn't want to boot. Right, we booted. But I want to boot to BIOS, for God's sake. The machine is still working, it's booted, which is the main thing. Right, now I need my monitor to stay on. So I'm just going to keep pressing that button. Keep pressing that button, it will keep my monitor on when the PC restarts. So my monitor automatically shuts down when it stops receiving a signal, which is the issue. So we're literally going to keep pressing this button, because then that way it won't shut down, because I'm keeping it busy by pressing the button. See, it's clever like that. I always have some smarts sometimes, I do. Right, so monitor is still on. No, it's just sensitive. For God's sakes. What is going on? Just let me boot to BIOS. It's just not letting me boot to BIOS. Is it because I'm using a Mac keyboard? I don't think it shouldn't be. It's a USB keyboard. It does the same thing no matter what machine I plug it into. This is now fun. HDMI 1. Check signal cable. HDMI 2. No. When I press F11, which is meant to be boot to BIOS, it just black screens on me. We're going to have fun today. You know it, right? We know that today is going to be a fun one. I'm going to let it boot. I'm going to do something else first and we'll try again in a minute. When it wants to boot. Monitor's off again. Turn back on monitor. Let me revert my overclocks first. So one thing which is new is the one thing that is new is the within the NVIDIA app, the auto overclocking system. So I'm going to turn that off and change from game ready back to the studio drivers because they tend to be more stable. There is an update for the game readies. What's fixed? Counter-Strike 2, no upper black screen. So nothing indicating what was an issue before. So I'm going to download the studio drivers because the studio drivers working with OBS, in theory, should be better than the game ready. I say in theory because that's not, you know, theories are theories. So we're going to switch back to the studio driver. They fixed the issues where it switches between. There we go. That's cool. That's cool. Right. We're going to default just stress testing the CPU and just see what happens because I've just defaulted that now back to its normal default settings, which was not much different to what the auto overclock was, but it's just running its own stress test at the moment, just to see what's going on, see how we're getting on. So reset that, applied and tested it. Probably going to have to restart the PC to get them to kick in, but we do need to load into BIOS, which for some reason it wasn't letting me do a minute ago. And all updates available on the studio drivers. I've just literally clicked the button to do it. I'll wait for that to. I'll wait for the stress test to finish before we jump into doing the NVIDIA update. Oh, NVIDIA's now. Okay, stress test complete. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Just apply them. There we go. So we've reverted the auto overclock on the CPU. Just to be sure, I'm changing the drivers on NVIDIA because we're on game ready and it's crashed since we've been on game ready. Because we're having other issues with OBS I was trying to fix. But what I'm trying to do is just see if having less overclock, which uses less power, helps. With this situation, just check my MSI afterburner is ooh, my MSI afterburner is overclocking as well. I have reset my MSI afterburner. That's interesting. I did not realise my MSI afterburner was actually overclocking. Overclocking my GPU. Oh. Drivers are updating the GPU now. So having auto overclock on NVIDIA, having overclock on Afterburner, and potentially having a BIOS setting which could be overclocking the CPU, could all be a combination to my problem. So we reverted everything back, and we'll see if that helps. The proper test will be tomorrow night when we go live. Just waiting for the drivers to install. So how is everyone today? How's everyone getting on? What's happening? What's everyone been doing? What's everyone been doing? Yeah, that's actually quite interesting. I would have thought one would override the other, but I guess that's logical, and this world isn't logical. Right, system needs a restart, so let's restart now. Right, so let's reboot the machine. It should be restarting anyway, because I told it to restart now, which I think it is, because it's gone super laggy. Like, super laggy. Right, so install. Right, saying that the install's running, so that must be because it's trying to restart. Let's just manually restart the machine and see what happens. Right, restart. There we go. Let's reboot. Let's reboot. I need to find a way to stop my monitor from turning off when it loses a connection. But I don't think I can. System. FreeSync off. Off timer plus. What does that do? Off timer plus is off. Eco timer is off. PC AV mode. Source detection. Bloody does it as soon as I press the freaking button. I'm trying to change the settings and the PC rebooted, which caused the monitor to reset. Right, monitor is on. Now it's off. Now that one's on. Now that one's off. Annoys me with my monitors, I just want them to stay on or stay off. I can turn them off myself, that's not an issue. But it just doesn't allow me, doesn't let me do it. I just want to be able to turn it on and off myself. We've got black screens again. What is going on, man? What is going on? Oh, my monitor won't. There we go. Right, it's detecting HDMI 2 as a source. Now it's switched to DisplayPort. We're gonna now HDMI 2 again. It shouldn't be switching to DisplayPort though, because that's from my gaming PC. I don't know what is going on here. So I set my PC to restart because NVIDIA asked me to. And now we're stuck in what looks like a boot loop. So I'm going to have to restart it from the machine again. My PC's going to love me at the end of the day. Or just rebooting. all this rebooting. The fun, eh? The fun. The fun that we have. And it switched to display port. Is it because it's on that now? Is it because I changed the setting on the monitor? It might be because I changed the source detection to auto. So it's jumping through the sources. But now I can't change it on the monitor until I've got a picture on it. Oh, come on. It is. Right, there we go, that's that one. We are trying, Sheldor, to see if we can solve the blue screen of death issues we've been having. But now the PC's not even starting properly. Or at least it's not. Let me turn this one on a second. See if that overrides the monitor, so I can change the setting I just changed on the monitor. So now it's saying check signal cable HDMI 1. Which means it stopped searching the sources. I can't change anything. Right, HDMI 2. What are we going to get? No, and it switches to DisplayPort. Which in theory it should, because I have just turned that machine on. But now it's switched again. There we go. Put that back on manual. How are you today, Shoulder? Oh, it's really, that monitor is actually not very bright. Just realised the brightness is on like that much of the bar. Right, it's HDMI 2, which is the source. May or not be working on a different character on Destiny 2. Nice. I'm guessing you are then. That means it looks like I'm going to have to force reset the streaming PC again. That's not mouse. That one. Shut down that one because I'm not using it. I'm just going to have to forcefully turn this off and turn it back on again. No, I didn't actually. Is it worth watching? Does it actually look good? Because every Battlefield trailer looks good, but does it legit look good? Like, you know what I mean by that? We've known each other long enough. Surprisingly, yes. Nice. Oh. I don't think this worked. Didn't do that in time. I was trying to see if I can get into BIOS whilst the PC was rebooting, but I can't. It said it was updates underway? What the hell? Shouldn't be any updates underway. Move that mouse out of the way. Oh, that sounds cool. Right, so I've rebooted the PC. What do you reckon? Do you reckon the NVIDIA drivers are updated? I don't think they have. I have a feeling they haven't updated because this happens all the frickin' time. It happens all the time. It just happens all the time. I don't know why.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Neither am I, to be honest. Oh, wait, hang on. The NVIDIA app is doing something. Alright, so install. Clean install, continue. Right. Start it again. This was released the 22nd of July, this studio update, so 2 days ago. So this is after we've had our issue. So hopefully then, this is all like fingers crossed stuff, but hopefully this will resolve some issues, but Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But we will see. We will see. Preparing install graphics driver. We are preparing to install the graphics driver. I'm gonna try something. Sheldon, let me know microphone. And it stops as soon as I go to the YouTube app and continue the stream. So that doesn't work. It just seems we can get some music playing that you can hear as well, but we can't. We can't. We can't. So that sucks. Yeah, so as soon as I close the app, if I come off the YouTube app, it doesn't like it. I've noticed that. And then come back, it comes back again, like straight away. But it's just, yeah, I don't know why it doesn't like it, but will this solve the issues? So there we go. We have a Q&A up in the top corner. Will this solve my issues? Yeah, I was just seeing if we could play some music in the background via my phone, but it turns off the music as soon as I do any press it. So yeah, so this is essentially started a new live stream, although we're 27 minutes in, because I just tried to clip, and it was like, nah, not happening. So I'll press that one then. Pin to live stream. Tag a product. Ooh. I can tag a product. We'll tag the moist socks. There we go. Save. I've tagged the moist socks to the stream. I don't know what that does, but we've tagged the moist socks to the stream. Go and buy your moist socks. Go and do it. You know you want to. I would do the bikini, but you know. Studio drivers are updating this time. Screen's now flashing away at me. There we go. And are we done? Yay! Right, studio drivers are now, the latest studio drivers are now installed. So again, had an issue doing it, but black screen when installing drivers on some AMD Ryzen configurations, and when switching between, on the Sony monitor. Right, okay, so that solved an issue we've been having, in theory. So let's hope. It is optimized. It's exactly the same settings that you're suggesting. So, very strange as to why it says that on OBS. Right. So now my overclocks are off on my CPU, aren't they? The auto overclocks. Yeah. So my CPU is running its standard clock speed. I thought that was the overclock clock speed. My base clock speed, I reckon my BIOS is overclocking my CPU. The reason I say that is my base clock speed is 3.8 gigahertz and it's currently running at 4.2 with a maximum of 4.7. Which then, I really need to boot into BIOS. Let's have a look at that. Because there is, newer Mobos have a system that allows it to essentially overclock your CPU by itself without you having to do anything. But my clock speed's only meant to be 3.8 gigahertz. Or megahertz, whatever it is. 3.8 gigahertz. And it's running at 4.2. But but it should be on default at 3.2. Right, so let's try and get into BIOS again. I've been struggling to get it into BIOS. I'm not sure whether it's because it's the keyboard, but we can give it another go. It's a Mac keyboard plugged into Windows. That shouldn't be an issue. I haven't had an issue with it before, so it shouldn't be a problem now. But whether it is or not is another matter. So we'll reboot again. We've updated the drivers and the GPU, and we've turned off its overclock. We've turned off the auto overclock on Ryzen Master, but it looks like the BIOS might be overclocking naturally. Which is what I don't want, ideally. I'd rather, if I'm going to overclock, just use the Ryzen Master overclock, because at least it knows its limits, and not what the Mobo manufacturer thinks the limits are. Or thinks that what the limits should be, or could be, should we say. Right, it said F11 onto loading the BIOS, so I'm smashing the F11 button, but are we just going to have like black screening again? Looks like we might. Looks like we might. I was about to grab my phone and do some research. My phone's there. You're on it right now. So I'm not going to do that because I can't. My laptop's downstairs. I suppose I have my tablet. Let's try my tablet. Let's have a look. In this eye. Oh. I can't remember what is that. S570S. 570. Yes. Carbon. Wi-Fi. Before you continue a Google search, please just accept all this information. Right, that's why, because it says delete on the screen, but it's actually not delete. It's not delete. It's delete now, F11. So let's reboot, and we'll see if this works. If we actually get the right button, it would help. I do have another normal, not a Mac keyboard in the room somewhere, which we can always plug in instead and see if that works, but I don't know where that is. I only have said Mac keyboard because my dad had a Mac that... No, this isn't working again. I have to do it. Force restarting. My dad had a Mac that's gone boom. It hasn't gone boom, the hard drive's failed. And I said, yeah, I'll have it off you and I'll repair the hard drive. And of course, what haven't I done? Taken it off him and repaired the hard drive. But it's a very old iMac, so before the widescreen one. So I'm kind of like, is it really worth it? Oh, Stream Elements has woken up. Right, so... yeah, we're now in BIOS. Right, so... where would it be? Let's go and find out. CPU? Core performance boost, yes. Hyper-threading, yes. Interestingly, it's not suggesting any of that in here has changed. CSM UEFI, let's have a look. CPU. Oh, CPU. CSM. Yeah, wrong button. // UEFI. I'm just having a look. I don't know what some of these settings are, so I'm Googling them. Okay, that's fine. That's backwards compatibility. So that's not an issue. We want that. We want backwards compatibility. Right, advanced. Let's have a look what's in the motherboard settings. System status. That's running fine. Not boot. We need to come in here anyway at some point and boot it and reinstall the thingy. So, panel management setup. Right, hang on. Overclocking settings. So I'm just having a look, see if there's any auto settings set. AXMP for the RAM. I just need to get to that. So that's all on auto. Do I really want it all on auto? Override mode. What does that do? So that's all set to auto. So is that automatically overclocking? Do you think? Ooh, wrong way. Ooh. Do you think that's automatically overclocking? 3.8 gigahertz. Interesting. Because I don't want to play around with it too much. Mode 1. Ah, default. Ah. Would that be what? I found one which had default setting rather than an auto setting. This wasn't as obvious as I thought. Thought it'd be a bit more obvious than this, but it's not. You know, you think something would be straightforward. It's obviously, it's me, so it's not. Let me check then. AMD, MSI, X, 570, 570 what? S, carbon, auto, overclock, and BIOS off. We'll do Google. Google a friend. There you go. How to stop BIOS from overclocking. And no one's responded to that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at another page. So, CPU boost is normal. So that doesn't answer my question. No one's answering my question. No one is answering my question right now. No. Default bias settings hinder your gaming performance. Want to completely disable overclocking. Because if I didn't know that Mobos did this until the other day. And kind of makes sense because these blue screens have only happened since the new Mobo. I didn't turn any overclocking settings on. Lots of missing images. Low. Huh. This is interesting. I can't find. Can't find any information about this. Let me see if I Google slightly differently and see if we can find something else. Let's see. Oh, that's a YouTube video. I don't want a YouTube video. Okay, everything in the BIOS for voltage. Another menu appeared. Found another menu I didn't know about. That's cool. Anyway, we can close that menu. Don't need that menu. Beta runner. I can run beta BIOSes. I'm not going to be doing that. That would be sillies. So, digital power. Google that. Digital power. MSI. I'm intrigued as to what this digital power is. What does it do? Check on digital. Let's have a look. They're not making this easy to find the information I'm after. Let's try a different search. So see, I don't know. So there's no default option. There's override mode, offset mode, override plus offset, or AMD overclocking. Yeah, and again, nothing I can actually change on that. To be fair, I've not had an issue with it overall. CPU, so it says 3.8 gigahertz, 3200 megahertz RAM, which is where it should be, because yes, it's old school. It's got old RAM in it, that's why. So that doesn't look like anything. Easy LED control, is that? Optimize defaults. F6. That's what I was looking for. Optimize defaults is what I was looking for. I found it. Game boost. It's because game boost is on. Game boost functions. So maybe it's game boost issue. CPU specification. And the overclocking. So again, there's no like default option. Interesting. Where is the game mode? Back on expert, let's see if that makes much difference. See if any more settings appear or anything like that. No, nothing really changed when I changed it to expert mode. Ooh. Let's put that back on normal. Oh, my game mode is. I saw game mode, but eco mode. Let's put it in eco mode. No, it's not in there. I'm wondering where this game mode is that I see. This is game mode still. Like, it says there's an option for game mode, but then there is no game mode, which there's no optimized defaults that I can generally see. System status is okay. That's fine. Advanced. Lowest configuration. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I just saw that. That was the, oh, was it because I was in easy mode and help. That was it. Right, no, not there. Obviously not going to be there. That's my storage. F4. Okay. Game boost function, you see. So it shows as a game boost function, but I don't know where the game boost function actually is. Or if it even exists. F1. It just gives me this option here. So F6, which is that one. Loaded optimized defaults. I'm intrigued now. Now I've loaded optimized defaults. It's actually changed a load of stuff. So auto still. Nothing's changed. I said it changed a load of stuff. All it did was change my XMP profile. That's all it done. So it didn't really change anything. How much CPU is there? Right, I think I'm just going around in circles here. Ah, there's Game Boost. Game Boost is now off. That's game boosting on the CPU. So I've turned Game Boost off. Right, so I reckon now. No, because AXMP profile 1. So that should have saved. Why is that not saved? It has saved, yes. So exit, and say yes. Reboot, let's see what happens. We'll perform a stress test. Well, whilst you do that, I'm just going to be right back. Once that reboots. Right, that is rebooting. See what happens. See what it's like once it's rebooted. Oh wait, gotta wait back. Alright, we reboot. It actually booted in quick. So we're probably still running a higher clock than normal. So I didn't actually turn any optimizations off. Yeah, we're running 4.28 gigahertz right now. Or 3.8 gigahertz clock. So Ryzen Master. And where's my second monitor? Not getting any signal. Should be. It should be.
It should be.
Right, so yeah. Now, I'm coming back. For some reason, my second monitor's not coming on. I don't know why. It knows it's there. The reason why it's there. There we go, it's on now. Excuse me. The reason I knew it was there was because my wallpaper is across both monitors wallpaper. And when it's one image, and when only one monitor's on, it squidges it into the one monitor. So that's how I knew it was detecting the other monitor, it just wasn't pulling it up. Right, so let's right, so that's I'm just going to bench the CPU, just see what happens. So the auto overclock from Ryzen Master is off. The overclock on my GPU on MSI is off. So let me just double check that's saved. Yeah, everything's back to default now on there, which is what I wanted. Monitoring, I just want to change the design a second. Just wanted something a little bit more simple to look at. Simple for my little head. Right, so temp, power limit. Nothing's overclocking. Let's just put it that way. So let's bench the CPU and just see what we get. Actually, more than we were getting last time. So we'll see what happens with. Well, it's just showing me the GPU, isn't it? Let's run a different bench. That's actually worse. I'm running a different bench version, which actually has come back with a worse bench. So stress test. Let's have a look. So I'm going to quick ganders at that whilst I was doing a stress test. So it is stressing it, but the CPU speed isn't going as high, which is good. So yeah, that's reduced the base clock, the CPU clock, by quite a bit, to be fair, by 0.7 of a gigahertz. So let's have a quick look, see what powers we're running through here at the moment whilst that's running that. 122 watt, which I believe is near enough the base for this CPU. Voltage is 1.3, max 1.338. So yeah, its current is 1.3. So yeah, we're not overclocking anymore. Or if we are, we're not overclocking as much as we was. So it is starting to drop off now with the stress. What's the temperatures? Where's the temps gone? Yes, we're only hitting 70C on the CPU. So that looks like that's probably solved. Let's possibly solve that, which would be good if it has. So now we just need a stress test for the GPU and double check that that's software. So yeah, we were double overclocking the GPU, which might be what has been causing it. Graphics, system, performance. Automatic tuning is off, so I'm not going to change anything at all on there. Which could be what the issue's been. It could be exactly what the issue's been. Let's just get this sorted. I just need a new benchmarking software. I'm just installing that now. The things we have to do, eh? Finish, launch Nova Bench. And we'll see what happens. Let's start all benchmark tests. About 3 minutes remaining on. Why is it saying my CPU's only got 4 gig? It's got 8 gig. That thinks I've only got 4 gig of RAM on my GPU, but I've got 8. Interesting. Just watching this do its thing. It's doing the CPU at the moment. I see it's loaded up to 100% load. That's back down. Now it's doing the GPU, so let's get the GPU stats up. Current value 127 watt. This doesn't show voltages for that though. What's the RAM I'm showing on here? Yeah, total 8.192. So we've got 8 gig of RAM. I don't know why it's showing on there that we've only got 4. So it's just doing the graphics test now. Now we're running 188 watt, 189, 190 watt on the GPU. We're only currently running 74C, so the temperatures aren't the worst. Starting to creep up a little bit now, but my fans have just kicked in a bit more, so it should start to balance the temps. So there we go, it's just running memory tests now. We are running at 32 megahertz, so the memory has reset back to 32 megahertz, which is good. Wattages wise, voltages wise, I can't see it being an issue. Core volts on the CPU is 1.4 with a maximum 146 watt power. Highest temperature of 77.6 overall. GPU max power 198.3. Temperature zone no more than that 77C, so I can't see C and C. Can't see why there would be an issue there. That's my only. Now, biggest test will be tomorrow night, and we'll see how we go when we stream. Right, so. I need to see those charts, that's fine. Memory score. What's a good score overall? Like, it gives me a score, which is fine. Right, system rank, it's 90% tested. CPU expected range, temperature expected range, power clocks, GPU relative performance range. That's all as it should be. There's no. Can I share this? I can. Copy link. I'm going to send that to Tenchi. We'll send that to Tenchi and we'll see what he thinks, what the changes we've made. We've been talking to Tenchi a lot about this. So I've been his tech support, he's currently been my tech support. So the results have come through, everything's passing. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. So, yeah, GPU is running 94% efficiency. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go overview a second. Yeah, that's on system ranking. System since 2020 medium 90. So everything says it's run. This is telling me everything's running fine on Nova Bench. CPU relative performance, unexpected range. Unexpected range for temps. Clock speed within typical range. Again, same, everything's working fine. With no bottleneck detected, no stutter detected. Well, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So, I wish I'd run that before we started now. But it looks like that's potentially going to have solved it. And that's what I'm now hoping. Which is interesting now. I would try a stream tonight, but I can't really. I've got to get up for gym and work in the morning, so we won't be able to do a proper stream tonight. What I'm going to do, I'm going to launch all my apps that I normally run when I stream and just see how it looks on Obs. See how it looks on Obs. Oh yeah, my Lumia is now on. Oh, we have a new Lumia update as well. Right, let's just update Lumia quickly. Let's go to OBS. Well, one good thing, we've not... Normally when it loads, we skip encoding lag. So I'm wondering that... Wow, yeah, the render time is a lot quicker. A lot quicker. We're running 1.2 millisecond frame renders. We were running about 6 milliseconds the other day. So that's interesting within itself. That's very interesting.